Welcome. Today I'm going to share with you something so powerful that it's worth for you to literally stick around and listen to it because it can change your life totally and how you see your life and how you see the universe and how you literally see the way you are and how you perceive yourself. Now, before I get into it, I'm going to say something that for some might be a little shocking in a way. So a lot of us, growing up have been reading a lot of books or listening to a lot of spiritual masters, and it's all good, right? But I'm going to tell you something that a lot of spiritual masters themselves have actually maybe not realized, okay? And what am I referring to? I'm actually referring to the identity of who you are. Now, before I get deeper into it, which I suggest you stick around for it, because it's going to be juicy, I'm going to tell you something that, a lot of us have been asking. Somebody recently had asked me, DM me about how to break the cycle of reincarnation. And now, this has a lot to do with what I'm about to say in this video. So, everything comes down to identification. And this is where spiritual masters have gotten it a little upside down themselves because maybe they haven't noticed it themselves. Okay? But this is the way it plays out. When you decide to, let's say, come to this physical body, that is because you have identified with this physical body for whatever reason, okay? So now, you are here. Since you are here, if you are identified with I am human, or I love this planet, or not so much about the planet, but mostly about your human aspect, let's say, right? I am human. I love, being around other humans, and so on and so on. Now, when you hold that identity and you cross over, meaning when you pass, when you die, right? So-called die, because you never really die. What happens is you still have that identity in your mind. As you have this identity in your mind, guess what happens? You see, on the other side, remember, you are entering a plane of less resistance, meaning the other dimensions are very different than ours. They're less dense, okay? This is why when you try to do something, physically or not, it requires more energy from you to do it. On the other hand, when you are, let's say, on the other dimensions, by the way, all other dimensions are less, in density, right? What happens is you instantly create, you manifest things very, very quickly with little effort. You think about it and you create it. And yes, I did say think about it because who you really are still understands, like your consciousness, even when you pass, thinks that you are you. You believe that you are you. So you can think, you can feel, you can do all of that. So you cross over and now you think, I'm a human, right? Since you thought about that, guess what happens? You are going to come back in this physical reality, and thus you will not break the recycling, recycling. You won't break that habit of coming back, the reincarnation. I mean, you're going to be reincarnated again, okay? Now, this is huge, what I'm about to tell you, and this is where this is leading to. And this is where a lot of spiritual masters have had it, I'm going to say it wrong, okay? And I'm going to tell you why. You see, we've been taught to meditate, okay, and discover the I am, which I talk about it many, many times, which is fine. And you do discover the I am, and then you discover that you are above your physical body and you're above all that, and you are the conscious awareness and you are all that awareness around you. But this is the issue with that. Now, you've taken your focus from your physical body and you're saying, I am. Yes, I am. I am. You're thinking, am I? What am I, right? And now you think, oh, I'm the awareness, because this is what just kicked in. But now, this is where we have it a little messed up. Now we are identifying with the awareness. You see what I mean? Again, you've shifted that and you are identifying with the awareness. Now, which is true, because the key that I'm trying to make here, the key point that nobody talks about, is actually that you become what you focus on. I'm going to say that again. You become on what you focus on. And that has to do with every single dimension. Whether you are here on planet Earth, or whether you have crossed and you are in a different dimension, wherever you are, this is the rule, right? Because you are the creator. And you are the creator of your own reality. So when you say, I am awareness, you become that awareness. When you say, I am that void, you become that void. When you say, I am human, you become that human. Now, there's other dimensions within that, of course, right? But that's the bottom line. Now, let's say you're here on beautiful planet Earth, and you've had this sudden love of dogs, or maybe not sudden, but you've always had this love of dogs or cats or birds, or whatever the case might be. Now, when you have that love for a certain creature, chances are when you cross over, just because you've had that love, you're energetically in alignment with it now, like you've created it, you become that animal, right? And this is where a lot of teachings come in, where they tell you you might be a cat or a dog in your other reincarnations, but they don't explain why. Well, I'm explaining why. This is why. Because you identify with that being when you were in living form, that now you become it, right? And there's nothing wrong with any of it. You can do this, like, you're a powerful being, a vast proportions, but I'm talking about the being that you identify with right now. So when you identify with the void, you become the void. When you identify as the awareness, you become the awareness. You become whatever it is that you want to become, because you are the creator. Now, I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to say, what would happen to you? Think about how powerful this would be if you sat there, right? And even right now, you just close your eyes and you start identifying with you creating planets, let's say. Think about what I'm saying. You are creating planets. You are creating universes. You are creating other life forms. You are creating whatever it is that you want to create. How? Because you visualize it. You're sitting there and you're visualizing it. The more you visualize it, the more energetically entangled you become with it, and the more it becomes your reality. In other words, let's say you close your eyes and now you start envisioning that you are creating stuff. Let me tell you something, you are creating stuff. And even though your imagination says other words, no, you are, because now you have put it out in the universe. Your thoughts are that powerful. You are putting this creative power out in the universe. And as you are thinking of something, it is happening. Why? Because if you can't think about it, then it can't happen. So since it's happening, you are making it happen. This is how powerful you are. Now, you can bring all of that knowledge now and bring it right here, because this is where you are now, and you can start creating magical stuff. This is why I'm saying you are unlimited, like unlimited you, right? Because you are truly that powerful. You are not just the awareness behind everything. That's a start. It's part of you. But the real you is a creator. The real you identifies with whatever it wants to identify with. So if you want to be the awareness, so be it. There's nothing wrong with it, by the way. There's nothing wrong with identifying with anything. This is like a game. You're a creator. It's a game. You're playing around. So whether you identify with awareness, whether you identify with the void, whether you identify with being a human, whether you identify with, being a tree or a star for that matter. And yes, that's a whole different topic. Everything has awareness. Everything, from a rock to the moon to the sun, they all have a form of awareness. And you can, if you say, oh, what a beautiful sun that is, if you keep believing in that, when you cross over, or even now, if you think about it, you become that. It's really mind-blowing, isn't it? So, to wrap it up, what does this all mean to you? It means that you are not just the awareness. It's a part of it. You are not just the void. It's all part of it. You are what you want to be. You are the creator of your own reality. So, this is why I said, even in one of my previous videos, the I am, what are you? It all depends on what you put after the I am. Those two most powerful words in the world. I am what? I am a human, you are one. I am a tree, you are one. I am a powerful creator, creating stars, and other stuff, you become that. I hope this was a great awakening for you. I'm going to do more videos on this. Love and light, no matter what you do, be the greatest you. Always shine bright. Leave me some comments. Don't forget memberships right here on this wonderful channel. Bye for now.